Hold on. Patrick CC? The Horrible Crimes of Soccer's Biggest Psychopath? I don't watch soccer, so I don't really know who this is, but... The fact that he titled it soccer, I wonder how many people are getting on him in the... Well, it says National Soccer Hall of Fame right there, though.
Just 1 year before superstar goalkeeper Hope Solo was inducted into the National Soccer Hall of Fame, she was caught by police officers passed out drunk in the driver's seat of a vehicle with her 2-year-old children in the back.
People were kind of concerned saying you guys were out here sleeping and want to make sure you were okay. Okay, what's going on? Why are you sleeping out here in the parking lot?
You wanna talk about blazing? I love Mark Hamill, but that dude rides Biden like his life depends on it.
I don't even follow none of... Bro, if you like... This is my thing. If you like a celebrity or some shit, or a fan of their work, why are you... You should not be getting into their personal shit. I'm not gonna lie. Otherwise, you're just not gonna like a whole lot of people, bro. You're not gonna like a whole lot of people. Like... Whatever's not affecting you, you should just, bro, just enjoy the work, bro. Okay? That's not gonna stop me from enjoying motherfucking Joker or goddamn Star Wars and shit like that. I don't care. That's his personal life, bro. It ain't affecting me. People, I feel like people want to not like a celebrity or want to, it's not that hard to find a reason to not like a celebrity, but it's like people just want a reason to not like them and want other people to not like them. Nigga, who cares about the, who cares?
After refusing to comply with the officers and even threatening to falsely accuse one of inappropriately touching her, they got a warrant to draw her blood.
Yo, I feel like the only reason TC is in the cult. Okay, until this nigga is playing Ethan Hunt in Mission Impossible, and he's like, yo, I've got the code for the Scientology rules. I've got the code for the bomb. Until he's doing some shit like that, okay, I don't give a fuck what he's doing in his personal life. As long as that shit's not in the fucking movie, okay? I don't want to see that shit in the movies. That's all I'm asking, man.
Bro, if you like Mark Hamill, why are you looking at his Twitter?
Exactly.
That's the biggest thing to avoid if you like someone's work. Just watch the Joker be funny, bro.
Exactly, bro. You act like this nigga's in Star Wars, be one with Biden. It's bro, just enjoy his shit, man. He just, people got their own personal beliefs, all right? Some people are religious. Some people aren't religious. Some people don't eat certain foods. Some people hate certain people. Some people hate certain races, all right? It is like that. It is how it is. But I guarantee, if you like the art, just stick with the art side. Because once you just start trying to get into people's personal life, you about to be best friends with them, that's when you're just gonna get upset. All right, that's when you're just gonna get mad. You're gonna find something that makes you mad if you keep scrolling them Twitters, bro.
Her blood alcohol level was 0.24, which is over 3 times the legal.
You didn't vote for Biden. It's bro, he's not doing none of that. All right, he keeping it on Twitter and on his personal life and all that shit. I don't care who he voting for, man.
Limit. Now, alcoholism is a serious illness, and this seems like someone who clearly needs help. But Hope Solo has had countless slip-ups throughout her career that start to form a pattern of behavior.
Yo, wasn't there an experiment where someone, I don't know if this was real or not, but it's naming your child a winner and then naming your child loser or something like that, and seeing if it has an effect on a person? They named her Hope. So you think that's what happened? They named her Hope, so she was doomed to fail. Chat, there was an experiment. Let me see if I can find it. Experiment.
Dog him fucking crying. This nigga just looked dead at the camera and said Scientology rules.
Scientology rules. Here we go, chat. Look. Ignore how I spelled experiment. Robert Lane, a New York man, named his sixth child. Hold on, listen. Robert Lane, a New York man, named his sixth child Winner in 1958, believing that a name could shape a child's future. When his seventh child was born, his eldest daughter said, We already have a winner. Why not also have a loser? The two children, winner and loser, grew up in the Wagner projects, but their names didn't attract much attention. So, look, Robert Lane named his sons winner and loser. Winner Lane became a small-time crook, racking up over 30 arrests and a stint in state prison, while loser Lane was a star student and athlete who became a police detective in New York City. So they were saying that the theory is like, if your name is a winner, you feel like everything's just going to come to you. And, you know how people are when they feel like they deserve everything or they already get everything. They kind of just don't really try. And then they end up fucking up. But if you're named a loser and people are already like looking at you like that, you kind of want to, from the jump, prove that you're not, you're better than that. And you're better than your brother. I'm not a loser. It's crazy to do this with your kids, but yeah, this is kind of crazy. That's kind of a crazy thing. So it's like, what if you name your child Hope and then Hopeless? As we see, Hope is actually, the biggest psychopath, apparently. The horrible crimes of the biggest psychopath. I can't hear you. Oh yeah, I turned it down. Sorry. Thank you for the donation.
Seems like someone who clearly needs help, but Hope Solo has...
If you care that Mark Hamill likes Biden, then you're gonna be complaining that Kevin Conroy was gay. Bro, he's Batman. Wait, Kevin Conroy was gay? Hey, yo. Wait a minute. Yo.
Lamau. This is how the dumbass Dono felt after looking at Mark Hamill's Twitter. This is so accurate, Lamau.
No, thanks for putting me on. Yo, I'm taking down all my Batman videos. That's actually crazy. I didn't know you were in a Coca-Cola commercial. Here we go.
All new Coca-Cola Sprite.
Yeah. Good job on being racist.
Cool. But now that kid that did good is still named loser.
I mean, you could change your name.
Completely unrelated, but
had countless slip-ups throughout her career that start to form a pattern of behavior rather than isolated.
Oh, are you here for some... You knew she was a plant, right?
You knew she was a plant, right?
Incidents. Whether she was violently assaulting people, making obscene comments about other athletes and nations, or being caught under the influence of illegal substances, she is somehow always seen as the victim. This has led people to calling her a narcissist, sociopath, and that if she were a man, her reputation would be dragged through the mud. Today we are going to deep dive into the chaotic world of Hope Solo, the most controversial woman in sports history. Solo's history of violence started in high school. In her senior year in 1998, Hope had a restraining order filed against her by another student. While at a fairground in Richland, Washington, Hope attacked the victim, punching her 3 times in the face. The victim spoke about the incident years later and said, "She punched me in the cheek. Then she said, 'I effing hate you, you fat ass whore,' and punched me 2 more times, once in the eye and once in the mouth." The student immediately contacted the police, and ultimately a judge awarded the victim a restraining order, requiring Hope to stay at least 300 feet from the student for a year. However, Solo romanticizes the incident in her book like she was the main character in an early 2000s high school movie. "My first serious boyfriend was a guy I'll call Tom. He was my first love, although I wasn't ready to sleep with him. I didn't hang out with the popular girls. I was too busy playing sports to play their social games. The popular girls saw me as a threat, and dating a guy like Tom made them hate me even more. After I got back from one trip, I heard that Tom had cheated on me with a cheerleader, one of the popular girls." She goes on to detail her run-in with the girl at the county fair. "Hey," I said, stepping in front of her, "you're a effing Tom's pretty good," she said. "You should give him a try." I punched her in the face. Solo then recalls herself fleeing the scene, shaking furiously angry. The fallout was huge. Her parents wanted to press charges. They wanted to know why I had punched their little darling. While we can agree this is typical high school drama that went too far,
You should always take it up with the person you're dating, not the other person. Like, you should literally press them. They're the ones that, you know, owe something to you. That person that they cheated with, don't owe you nothing. Unless they were like your best friend or some shit like that. Then that's crazy.
It's interesting how Hope romanticizes this in her book, which she wrote when she was 30 years old, like she was the innocent target of the popular cheerleader, when in reality she was the one who started the violent attack. And we would not be bringing up this high school incident if it didn't foreshadow her future behavior as an adult. But before I continue to dive deeper into Hope Solo's controversial career, have you heard that the flavored air category is quickly becoming the leading alternative to vaping and smoking?
Oh my god, these niggas are really buying air, bro. These niggas buying flavored air. W finesse. They say they you want to talk about scamming. Like, what? They selling you air, bro. You can't make this shit up.
Unrelated but related part 1. This happened after the traffic stop to Hope. 40 seconds of pure music.
Krishna's having an orgasm. Oh my gosh, bro. That, look, I can see how it like sounds cool, but like that shit don't hurt your goddamn ears, man. Like that shit's not annoying. Unban him, bro. Unban him. That shit don't get annoying.
Off your order today.
You hear that naturally.
However, it is important to understand why Hope Solo got to her position as a Hall of Famer, because she is widely regarded
is annoying, bro.
As the best women's goalkeeper of all time. After an amazing high school career, she accepted a collegiate scholarship.
So it's like, if you like sounds like that from a vehicle, do you also like horns? You know, like when you go like this to a truck and it's like, is that also like a feeling, like an orgasmic feeling?
To the University of Washington. During her time at Washington, she would switch to the goalkeeper position. Solo instantly realized this was the position she was born to play, racking up a school record 325 saves and 18 clean sheets during her stint at UW. She even got to represent the United States national team in college, but didn't see much playing time. In 2003, Hope made her professional debut with the Philadelphia Charge, but shortly after that moved over to Sweden to play for the Swedish club Gothenburg. While in Europe, Hope was selected as an alternate for the US Olympic team in 2004, which is still a great honor. Then during the 2005 season, Hope became the starting goalie, a role she would fill for the next 11 years. The USA women's national soccer team has been a dominant force since the 90s. Whether it's the World Cup or the Olympic Games, they are always considered to be potential finalists. During Hope's run as the starting goalkeeper, the team saw great success. In 2007, the USA placed third in the FIFA World Cup. In 2008, at the Olympic Games, they
Megatropolis trailer, please. Check out the trailer. You like
They placed first, taking home the gold medal. In 2011, they played second in the World Cup, then took home another gold medal in the 2012 Olympic Games. And in 2015, they defeated Japan 5-2 and became World Cup champions.
Damn!
Hope Solo has 200...
Oh wait, I watched the trailer. I watched that trailer. That's when he, like, time just stopped and it was just weird. But I liked the trailer. I was interested in it.
202 games as the USA goalie. Out of those 202 games, the USA only lost 11 of those games with her in the goal.
Damn.
And 102 of those games were shutouts.
Oh, there's a new one? Oh. Okay, bet. I didn't see that. LCP, I don't ask. Thank you for the 10 gifted abroad. appreciate you.
Argue that she is the greatest American goalie of all time. Yet despite her numerous accolades, her constant controversies and antics has put an irrefutable stain on her reputation. Hope Solo quickly became known as someone who is not afraid to speak their mind, and her teammates did not like it. In the 2007 World Cup semi-final game against Brazil, she was benched by head coach Greg Ryan in favor of Brianna Scurry. She details the night he made the decision. Solo says that Greg had a gut feeling that Brianna would be the better goalkeeper for the game. Hope confidently argued for her spot. Greg didn't seem to like my tone. I wasn't crying. I wasn't folding. I wasn't making it easy. Instead, I was fighting back with words and logic. So he tried to provoke me, just as he had on field all summer. I had nothing left to say, so I stood up to leave. Greg leaned over and pushed me back down on the couch. You effing leave when I say you can leave. Greg vehemently denies he ever put hands on Hope Solo. Hope even claims that she held herself back from throwing punches at her coach. But ultimately, she had to listen to his decision. She sat on the sideline angry and pouting during the whole game as they took a brutal 4-0 loss. After the game, Solo ignored the reporters as she walked back to the bus until the team's press officer, Aaron Heifetz, answered a question for her, which is his job. Agitated by a man speaking for her, she approached the press and said, "Starting Scurry was the wrong decision, and I think anybody that knows anything about the game knows that. There's no doubt in my mind I would have made those saves, and the fact of the matter is, it's not 2004 anymore." Solo recalls the statement she made to the press officer, "Don't ever tell me what interviews I can do." Her comments to the press were a clear insult to her teammate, and the statement sent shockwaves throughout the soccer world. They were appalled that she would throw her teammate under the bus like that, although Hope claims she was not speaking ill of Brianna and was trying to criticize the coach's decision. Because of her comments, Greg Ryan dismissed Solo from the team. She wasn't allowed on the bench for the third place game, did not participate in the medal ceremony, and flew home from China on her own. Shortly after, Solo released a public apology. "I would like to especially apologize to Greg Ryan and Brianna Scurry. There is no excuse for insulting a coach or a teammate. My focus now is solely on reconciliation with the team." However, Solo strongly suggests in her memoir that this apology was not written by her, but rather to satisfy the press, which seems to be a common theme throughout the rest of her controversies. But the public took Hope's side. After all, she was objectively the better goalkeeper. Ryan made the biggest blunder in the history of women's soccer. Scurry is not as good as Solo, so why should Hope Solo have to apologize for telling the truth? A lot of people feel like Hope's punishment was
but related part 2. Krishna gets rentals and fakes everything on his Instagram. Proof right here.
What?
Justified. It's tough to tell if her teammates were clicking up on her because they felt insulted and jealous that the public took her side, or if Hope spun the narrative to make her seem like a victim when she was rightfully.
This is so annoying. Thank you. Like, bro, I wouldn't be able to think straight hearing that bullshit. It's a dino test.
Reprimanded. Either way, there was animosity.
Soccer is the only game I know where people will still glaze a game that went 90 minutes overtime cause the score was 0-0.
Facts. There's no way. He needs help, bro. He actually needs help.
But then when they won the gold medal in the 2008 Summer Olympics 1 year later, this essentially proved to herself and the world that she could speak her mind and back it up. If people wanted to view me as a villain, I didn't care. I actually liked the edginess it brought to my game, the knowledge that they viewed me as a threat. Twitter was also a place where Solo liked to express her unfiltered thoughts about the world of soccer. After a 2010 loss to the Boston Breakers, she skipped autograph signing for the fans because she said that the Breakers fan section were shouting racial slurs and crude remarks at the players. The Breakers organization denied these allegations, but at the same time, Boston has a long-standing reputation for racist fans shouting at sports events. A few weeks later, after
This isn't wrong. This is not wrong.
has a long-standing reputation for racist fans shouting at sports events. A few weeks later, after the 1-0 loss to the Washington Freedom, she blatantly accused the refs of rigging the game so that Washington would win. It's official, the refs are straight bad.
FYI,
It's
the
clear
Burger King guy actually needs help.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever saw the aftermath of him being arrested after the first video everyone knows, but he was literally having a mental breakdown.
Yeah, so why are we allowing him on planes again, though? I mean, we see what just happened. Are we going to allow him on planes again after this?
wanted DC in the playoffs, Solo tweeted. She was fined $2,500 by the WPS for her reckless statement. Soccer fans thought she was annoying and constantly trying to be the center of attention.
I have a bad rap. You know, people look at me as selfish, outspoken, but I know who I am, and I know that my struggles in my life have allowed me to withhold judgment, and I'm proud of that.
Oh my God, she really thinks she's the main character, bro.
I think I finally understood that I'm a groundbreaking female athlete.
I think I finally understood that I'm a groundbreaking female athlete. She thought that was going to be the end scene for her, like, movie, for her documentary movie that's coming out.
And with that,
yes,
it's
he's trying to pipe.
There's a lot of struggle with that. But I know that I'm doing wonderful things for the sport of soccer, and I know I'm doing amazing things for female athletes.
Oh, shit.
So I can take it.
You're a feisty, smart, beautiful lady who happens to be a fantastic goalkeeper. You're almost a perfect woman.
Oh, I love you.
So her 2011 cover of ESPN's Body Issue, where she posted nude,
What?
cover of ESPN's Body.
The perfect woman.
Oh, I love you.
So her 2011 cover of ESPN's Body Issue, where she posted nude, just added more fuel to the fire. Body Issue is a yearly feature where pro athletes pose nude. During her cover story, she exposed what really goes on inside the Olympic Village. Hope said after the U.S. women's...
Wait, these guys dead really all got they ass out. What were they cooking with this guy? So what is this supposed to address? It's supposed to have people be comfortable in their body or something? This is it? Okay, nah. This one is insane. Yo, look right here. Look right here. Okay? Look right here. Because it's going to be quick. This one is insane. What the?
Soccer team won the gold in 2008, she had a night of partying with her teammates, including an all-night bender with actor Vince Vaughn. When we were done partying, we got out of our nice dresses, got back into our stadium coats, at which point she says they went on live television still.
She dad was doing a whole backflip and like her booty, like her ass is just out, bro. Okay, kind of fire, man. I see the vision. Do y'all hear Demir? Y'all hear? Do y'all hear? Yo, look at this one.
drunk. She even said she snuck an unnamed celebrity back to her room in the Olympic Village, which was a major violation of the rules. Now, it might not seem crazy that successful young people like to go out and party like the rest of us, but apparently these athletes like to party like Diddy. I've seen people having sex right out in the open, on the grass, between buildings. People are getting down and dirty. Her accusations are backed up by the unfathomable number of condoms the Olympics passes out.
What the fuck is a Big Ben?
Each time it takes place. For example, about 450,000 condoms were distributed during the Rio de Janeiro
Wait, that's good though.
Olympics, 3 times more than for the London Games. They putting up Diddy and Drizzy numbers at the freak-offs. However, it was in 2012 when Hope's life began to spiral a little bit. Her soon-to-be husband, Jeremy Stevens, who is the former tight end, spiral a little bit. Her soon
Oh my god. Yo, for a split second I thought that was Young Thug.
to be husband,
Like for the splittest of seconds.
Jeremy Stevens, who is the former tight end of the Seattle Seahawks, was arrested for a domestic altercation against Hope.
Oh,
Cops say Solo and
shit.
Stevens were involved in an altercation around 3:45 a.m. on Monday, after arguing about where they will live after they get married. Cops found Solo with a small amount of blood on her elbow, which apparently was enough evidence to arrest the husband. She said online the next day, I'm happily married. We never stand for domestic violence. I've never been hit in my life. It's unfortunate, and that's what the media can do. Ultimately, the charges were dropped, which makes you wonder where the misinformation came from. That does seem like a major thing to get wrong. Then again, domestic cases are extremely complicated. However, Hope would face the biggest controversy of her whole
She has some big earlobes, or like not big, like big earlobes. Like them bitches is thick.
career just before the World Cup qualifier games in 2014, where one of her drunken nights turned into a brutally violent assault against her sister and 17-year-old.
Love your content, but I worry you react too passionately. Please drink plenty of water and sleep as well as you can. Keep doing your thing, smile.
I appreciate. What do you mean
You know what's funniest?
I
Simone?
react too
Even
passionately.
you know it. Passing a ball around for 48 minutes and comparing it to a 90-minute game where you run. Yeah, basketball is overrated.
Oh my God,
I am a real man.
Thank you, bro.
I watch Le Mans.
Thank you.
I watch F1. Not this pussy shit. Fight me.
I would much rather watch soccer than basketball.
Nephew. On June 20th, 2014, Teresa, Hope Solo's half-sister, received a phone call from Hope, telling her she was upset because she had been fighting with her husband. Now, Hope and Teresa had been estranged for many years. They were not close by any means.
It's
when
football.
Teresa and her son got home around 10 p.m., they arrived to Hope parked in their driveway alone in the car. When they approached Hope's car, they noticed she was drinking out of a wine bottle. Her sister said she was swigging out of a bottle of wine that was in her cup holder. She was drunk. The family moved inside of the sister's house because Solo was not fit to drive. While inside, Hope and Teresa had some more wine and talked about her fight with Jeremy. Hope's 17-year-old nephew told the police that he endured a lot of verbal abuse from his aunt that night, but the situation got worse around 1 a.m. when Hope and her nephew argued. The teenager, who has been acting in local theater for years, told Solo at one point that being a good actor required having an athletic mindset. Solo responded that he was too fat, unathletic, and crazy to ever be an athlete. The teenager then told Solo she needed to get her cunt face out of the house, and then walked away. Teresa also suggested Solo should leave because she insulted her son, but instead of leaving, Hope followed her nephew into the home's garage to confront him. The teenager then yelled for his mother Teresa, prompting Solo to call him a and a mama's boy. Her nephew then replied with, "You'll never know what it's like to be a mother, because even if you did have children, they would have the most unhappy childhoods because you have no compassion."
Oh my God, he ate her up. I must say, he ate her ass up.
From there, he told police Solo lunged at him to take a swing, hitting him lightly in the face. Then after that, she charged at him and struck him multiple times. Teresa came into the room and said that her son briefly subdued Solo, and she seemed to calm down.
So what happened with all that athletic shit? She just pinned you down, bud.
She told her son to let his aunt up off the ground. "She's done. You can let go. She's done." But when he let Solo go, he told police she immediately grabbed his hair, pulled his head down, and started punching him in the face repeatedly. He said, "She jumped on top of me and started bashing my head into the cement." She grabbed him by the head again, and she kept slamming him into the cement over and over again.
Oh my God.
So Teresa, defending her son, tried to pull Hope off. I came from behind her and I pulled her over and, you know, to get her off my son. And then once she got off, she started punching me in the face over and over again. At this point, the son called the police.
You need the police or an ambulance?
Damn, she got hands.
Police. Okay, let me get us to the police department.
Lock her ass up.
Someone was going psychotic. She's beating people up, and we need help.
The nephew then grabbed a wooden broomstick and hit Solo over the head with it to defend his mother. She just turned around and looked at him and started to walk towards him. Teresa said of
He said her full name, bruh.
Solo's reaction, "That's all. No flinch, no nothing." Her eyes just got big and she turned. Nothing. They had suffered the wrath of a drunken Hope Solo and could not physically get her to stop assaulting them. Luckily, the police arrived to stop the violence. When the police began
Hope
asking
Solo
questions to piece
has
together
gone
the
psychotic.
story, Solo said her nephew struck her with a stick, then said he was a scary person and she was protecting herself. But when questioned why, she was unwilling to go into detail of exactly what happened. Solo was arrested, and when she arrived at the Kirkland jail, an officer in his statement wrote, "She showed signs of being intoxicated. Her eyes were bloodshot, speech was slurred, lack of good coordination, and the smell of intoxicants coming from her breath were present." As Hope was exiting the vehicle, she told the officer that her necklace was worth more than what he made in a year. As another officer was
Oh my god. Yo!
fingerprinting Solo, she made numerous statements that I was not worth anything, and she should be proud to have such authority. After fingerprinting, she was booked and she was being told to walk to the search area. Solo pulled away from an officer, leading her to be taken to a holding cell. Officers took Solo to the ground to gain her compliance. It was at this point that Solo told one of the officers that if she weren't in handcuffs, I'd kick your ass. And you'll notice that her behavior towards the police officers is extremely similar to her DWI incident 8 years later. It's important to know that all of the photos and all of the details regarding this incident that you now know were not initially released to the public, so nobody knew how violent this assault was. In the days following the assault, she released an apology to the world.
Oh my God.
I love my family dearly. We, like all families, have our challenges, but my sincere hope is that we are able to resolve this situation as a family. Fans showered her with love and support. Thousands and thousands.
Well, to be fair, they don't
You
know.
are being too harsh on her. I wouldn't blame her, but her conditions. Even I would go in a spiral if I lost to under 15 local boys team and still beg for equal pay as men's football. Hope is hopeless.
Shut your ass up, bruh.
Thousands of comments proclaiming her innocence. Solo was not dropped from her Nike sponsor, nor was she suspended from professional soccer.
Excuse me? You want to run that by me again?
Fans showered her with love and support. Thousands and thousands of comments proclaiming her innocence. Solo was not dropped from her Nike sponsor, nor was she suspended from professional soccer, even though countless male athletes were dropped after similar allegations.
All right. And it's like, you would think after getting away with something like this and being able to keep your sponsors, you'd keep your head down and be, just, do your job.
Many people believe the media was extremely soft on her, but others say they were just waiting to see how the trial panned out to take any action. Hope was initially charged with 2 counts of 4th-degree domestic violent assault, to which she pleaded not guilty on all charges. Eventually, the court dismissed the case after the judge claimed the victims were uncooperative, but the victims disagreed. They claimed they cooperated as much as possible, but because the charges were dropped to the public, Hope was innocent. Yet, less than a week after her charges were dropped, Hope found herself in another major alcohol-induced controversy.
A week?
Hope Solo's husband was driving a U.S. soccer van when he was arrested for DUI at 1:30 a.m. on a Monday. Police said Solo was in the car at the time, but she was not arrested nor detained. Because of this incident, she was suspended from U.S. soccer for 30 days. Hope was interviewed on ABC News to discuss both of these major mistakes. This is her addressing the domestic assault.
So I'm not going to go into all of the details. I was a victim of domestic violence at the hands of my 17-year-old nephew who is 6'9", 280 pounds. I was struck over the head and concussed pretty severely. It was a very scary night.
Then she addressed the DUI.
Oh my God. She's so good. She should be an actress. Wait, she should be an actress? I just heard and seen what they said on their side of the story, and she just said that shit. Oh nah.
What in the world were you thinking?
Well, clearly I wasn't thinking. It was horrible choice. I think I just wasn't in a good place emotionally to...
Bro, let's be honest, if a man did half of this, you would never hear from him again.
No, exactly, bro. A 17-year-old? She beat a 17-year-old. And now she's sitting here just chilling. It's the eyes, bro. It's the eyes or something, man.
To even make good decisions. I mean, it's not an excuse, but it was stupid. We should...
It's the voice, too. It's like the way she talks.
Choice.
Listen.
I think I just wasn't in a good place emotionally to even make...
The voice shakes.
Good decisions. I mean, it's not an excuse,
Nigga,
but
you see how the devil work?
Oh my god.
Oh hell no. I almost believed this hoe. This how they got Emmett Till dog.
Shut the hell up, bruh. Yo, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, though. But, like, come on, bro.
it was stupid. We should have called a taxi.
I can only imagine, Hope, that you must be on a roller coaster of emotions.
I'm working through those emotions. You know, I was filled with anger, and I'm finally able to sit down, talk to somebody about what I've been going through and the very traumatic events over the last year. And just being able to speak to somebody has been really beneficial for me.
She's so good. Oh my God.
Of course, she hit everyone with the classic,
I want people to realize I'm just human. I'm just human, and I make mistakes, and I want people to be able to forgive me if they're willing to do so.
And after that, it was almost like it all never happened.
Oh my God. It's like you dodge another bullet, and yet you still... Okay, come on.
Forgave.
It's all smooth sailing from here, right?
Gave her, understood she's just human, and were ready for her to get back out on the field. But the Washington State Court actually reversed the previous court decision to
the
drop...
interviewers feeding it too. This is your opportunity to drill her. Freedom of the press. And they talking about a roller coaster of emotions.
Bro, this is insane, bro. What's his name? Ja Morant? He just waves a little gun on a fucking live. And it's like the end of the world for this nigga. She beats the fuck out of a 17-year-old. She beats the fuck out of a 17-year-old. And they're like, oh my God, she's a victim, dude. How could she do this? This guy does he does plays, bruh. He does plays, man.
Dropped the charges and reopened the case against Solo. All of those graphic details and photos of her violent outburst were finally released to the public, but by then the media had already moved on and they didn't care to talk about it anymore. Hope and her legal team delayed the case for 3 years by appealing countless times. Basically, they delayed their trial and played the system until 2018 when the victims eventually just gave up and wanted to move on with their lives. Hope Solo officially beat another scandal. To make things better for her, the USA women's national team won the 2015 FIFA World Cup, which was a legendary feat. She was on top of the world, but the damage had been done, and real soccer fans and her teammates could see through the mask. And in 2016 at the Rio Olympic Games, she got herself in
Who do you think won? Drake or Kendrick?
It's not even a question, bro.
enough trouble that would formally end her career. During the Rio Olympic Games, Hope tweeted these two images of what looked like a doomsday supply of mosquito repellent.
If anyone in the village forgets to pack repellent, come and see me.
Wait, hold on. 6'9", 280 pounds. Why wasn't that motherfucker a #1 pick for the NFL and the NBA at the same time? Also, where is my man Johnny Depp? Still boycotted after being pronounced innocent. Man, this bitch can fuck off, honestly.
Yeah, wait, did Johnny Depp get... No, he denied being... He said he doesn't want to be, what's his name, Jack Sparrow anymore. But has he done any... Is he going to do anything else? Or has he been looking to do anything? He has? Okay, bet.
These two images of what looked like a doomsday supply of mosquito repellent, as well as her wearing a bug protective suit. She used the hashtag ZikaProof. These tweets seem like jokes,
She's
but
going to walk out to this for her next game.
ZikaProof.
I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put the blame on me. Don't put the blame on me.
repellent was her way of trying to protect herself from the Zika virus, which is spread by mosquitoes. And if you remember my Ryan Lochte video, then you know how Brazilians were not playing around with anyone who was claiming their country is not safe. The Zika virus wasn't a huge deal in the United States, but the state of Rio de Janeiro had recorded 26,000 suspected Zika cases. The virus has flu-like symptoms that most healthy people will be able to get through. It has been proven to cause a severe birth defect that results in babies born with abnormally small heads and underdeveloped brains. When addressing her tweets, Hope said that her and her husband were trying for a baby and she was worried it could possibly affect them. I would never take the risk of having an unhealthy child. I don't know when that day will come for Jeremy and me, but I personally reserve the right to have a healthy baby. Nobody knows if this was true or if she was just trying to do damage control after her joke tweets failed to make people laugh.
Wait, people were mad? People were mad? What? Nah, this one is bullshit. That's bullshit.
Whenever Hope was on the field during the games, people in the stands would regularly shout Zika whenever she touched the ball.
That's corny. Like, wait, that's... No, I guess it's whatever. It's not like she can't play the game or nothing. Like, it's whatever. You're just gonna have to ride with that one.
And also, we're not afraid to boo her. Many of Hope's fans felt that people were overreacting.
They are. I agree. I'm not even a fan, but this is, compared to everything else she's done, this is what y'all really mad about?
Protecting herself from mosquitoes is totally normal and understandable. Yet 8 years later, people still comment on her Instagram.
Oh my God, people got no lives, I swear. They're fans.
Zika to make fun of her. Likely agitated by the boos from the Brazilian crowds, Hope expressed her frustration to the media again. This time, her comments would land her a suspension.
Oh my God, what did you... It's like... Oh God. As frustrating as that is for like people to get that mad over like a joke, even though like it's not really a joke because you would want to stay protected. That's like having like thousands of masks or something and be like, yo, if you want to be protected from the Rona, bro, go ahead, come to me, bro. I got extra masks, I got extra fucking hand sanitizer, all that shit.
And then send her into retirement. After the women's USA team lost to the Swedish national team in a penalty shootout, Hope said, "I'm very proud of this team, but I also think we played a bunch of cowards."
It's the same as people overreacting and blaming any Chinese person for COVID. It was the same case for Brazil as I remember. This just made me think back to how badly they assassinated Tiger Woods' character for less. I was a kid when his scandal happened, but they made it seem like he killed someone. Whole time all my nigger did was cheat on some spoiled milk. White PPA have hacks.
No, the way they covered Tiger Woods, I really thought he did something bad, bro. Like, I thought it was worse than when I got older and actually seen what was happening, bro. I thought they made it seem like he was abusive and that he was driving like the golf carts and was drunk on the goddamn pitch or whatever, driving in the fucking, into the holes and shit, man.
The best team did not win today.
Like, every time they would talk about him cheating, it would be the most craziest looking pictures of him that made him look like he was fucking on crack or something.
I don't think they're going to make it far in the tournament. I think it was very cowardly, but they won. Hope's comments reinforced to people that she was a sore loser. Calling another team cowards for out-strategizing your team in a sports competition is just silly. Plus, Sweden went on to play in the championship final, proving that they were pretty damn good. The media exploded with criticism for Hope. Ironically, this was her largest publicized controversy, with every major news article covering her rude comments and resurfacing her past domestic violence and DWI controversies. The pressure was
like people want to bring that shit up. Like, it's so, I just don't understand the internet, bro. I don't understand the internet. The time when it was really for you to like not fuck with her and see all the shit that she was doing when she beat up that little 17-year-old, but that takes research. You would have to actually probably have to do research to figure out how that actually went. There's like a whole phone call and shit there, like a 911 phone call and shit. But the moment she posted about the fucking Zika, whatever the fuck, now she's the bad guy. And oh, by the way, did you guys know she did this back then? Da 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 da. That shit's corny to me.
at an all-time high, and U.S. Soccer had to do something. In a statement, U.S. Soccer President Sunil Gulati said that the comments were unacceptable and do not meet the standard of conduct we require from our national team players, before slapping her with a 6-month suspension. The U.S. Soccer President said that this suspension does take into account her previous actions. However, it seems like U.S. Soccer only suspended her because of the major media backlash and not because they actually felt she was wrong. And of course, Hope didn't think she did anything wrong either.
Terminated contract, not just a suspension.
How can they do both?
It's both. 17.
Bro, this shows that oh my God, Twitter had, like, it just shows the power of Twitter and why you can't do anything. There's literally worse things that she's done that should have got her out of the goddamn game, off the team, off the bench and all that. But 2 tweets. Twitter's a fucking joke.
15 years and it's over.
She also wrote a formal statement saying that she was disappointed with the Federation's actions, but she did not apologize. Even her longtime teammate Abby Wambach was surprised it took this long for her to get suspended.
But if we go back 10 years, if she's 10 years younger and she makes this comment, is she suspended by USA Soccer? Or fired?
I don't know, because I think that the suspension was a Lifetime Achievement Award, right? It was. I mean, in terms of her longevity on the team and how many mistakes and stuff that she made, you know, and I'm not judging her because, listen, I've made mistakes also, but for her, I think it was a compilation of all these things happening. So 10 years ago, I don't think she's made all those mistakes, right? And so I think that in the end, is why U.S. Soccer decided to suspend her.
And during her suspension, Hope decided to do some press about the situation and further claimed that her comments were taken out of context.
If anybody actually listened to the interview, and I'm not sure if you have, but it was I wasn't enraged, I wasn't emotional, I wasn't angry. I just had this conversation with all of the journalists in the room after the game, and we were talking about the style of play. We weren't talking about, you know, I didn't mean to come across that the players were cowards or the coach was a coward. I meant the style of play it wasn't very...
This is crazy, bro.
Olympic spirited.
She actually insinuated that the U.S.
Is that Tyra Banks?
Soccer Federation suspended her for a different reason.
There are more layers to it that I don't think everybody quite understands. I believe the Federation used my comment saying the word coward to terminate me.
It was about more than
Now, real quick, do you think that Hope is going to tell them about her multiple controversies that involve alcohol? Maybe her domestic violence
No, Patrick, I don't think she's gonna do that.
Case, or years of disrespectful tweets and off-color statements about the soccer industry? Of course not.
it was about more than that comment.
I've been fighting for, I'm sure you guys have all heard that I've been fighting for equal pay. And I've been the lead voice behind the push for equal pay.
You did not just do that. You did not just do that. Oh God, bro.
In fact, in all the court documents, it says Hope Solo versus United States Soccer Federation.
Hope heavily insinuates that she was terminated not because of her own words and actions, but rather her involvement in trying to get female soccer players equal pay as the male players.
Not only do we bring in more money for the Federation than the men's team, but it's federal law. It's the Equal Pay Act. You have the same employer doing the same job, putting in the same amount of time. Granted, we're more successful at it than our men's team.
Now, the gender pay gap is a deeply discussed issue across all industries that includes so many detailed nuances and laws to consider that trying to explain just the US soccer pay situation requires an entire video of its own. But generally speaking, yes, women's soccer players did get paid less while generating about the same amount of money in the years 2016, 2017, and 2018. And yes, Hope Solo led the charge speaking up for women's soccer and trying to get them equal pay. But now that she embarrassed her team with her comments and got suspended, she was all alone. She filed a complaint in 2016 with the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission that alleged wage discrimination by the Soccer Federation.
Unfortunately, you are the person that is getting this knife, through you, but at the same time, it's going to open up so much. And you are that Martin Luther King.
Oh my God, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. What did she just say? As if like her head wasn't already like up her own ass about how she thinks she is the main character and all this shit. You just compared her to Martin Luther King. Tyra Banks, what the fuck? Oh, God, I can't believe you said that.
So much. And you are
As far as soccer goes, she not lying about that part. The US women's team would body the men's team any day of the week.
that Martin Luther King women's.
They. D-I-D. Not. I know darn well I did not just hear what I thought I heard.
That's a good question. Where has Tyra even been? Tyra Banks, what does she have that show? America's Next Top Model? What happened to that? Maybe stick to that, man. I don't know. I feel like she would have like a talk show or something.
Soccer.
Martin Luther King of soccer is crazy, but now Hope's life mission was entirely different. She retired from the game. Soccer is crazy, but now Hope's life mission was entirely different. She retired from the game and was now fully dedicated to her activism. In 2018, she sued the US Soccer Federation, accusing the governing body of neglecting youth soccer development for the sake of self-serving financial gain.
So, soccer in America right now is a rich white kid sport. And then we have to ask ourselves, well, no wonder why we are not qualifying for the World Cup when we have alienated a huge population of really talented youth soccer
Hope
players.
Solo famously said, "I have a dream that all men and women soccer players should be equally paid, even after getting bodied by a 6'9", 280 pounds beast of a man. But I bet she would rather be with a bear in the forest than a man. Fuck this hoe."
I mean, I think she's I think the Martin Luther King comment really hit her, and now she's like, you know what? We need to do more for the not whites.
Soccer in America right
Soccer development for the sake of self-serving financial gain.
So, soccer in America right now is a rich white kid sport. And then we have to ask ourselves, well, no wonder why we are not qualifying for the World Cup when we have alienated a huge population of really talented.
I love Patrick CC, and also I gotta be honest, it's nice to see him get back to this type of content instead of retroactively glazing his own takes on the Kendrick beef.
Bro, that's his personal channel, man. She kind of spitting with this though. She's not wrong with it, like with what she's saying, bro.
Equal pay is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. You get paid for how much you male porn stars gathered for equal pay against female porn stars. Guess what happens? Nothing. 'Cause it makes no sense.
What? Now, I'm not saying like what she's doing is actual like something that I don't know if it's for like brownie points and for a good look, but I mean, you know, if she's actually gonna do it, that's fire. If she's just saying it, you know, just to say it, you know, obviously I wouldn't be surprised because she's lied multiple times already.
Youth soccer players.
Then a few days later, she even tried to run for president of the company she was suing. But what's interesting is that in 2019, 28 women's national team players sued the US Soccer Federation without consulting Hope Solo first. Hope had been discussing this issue for years now, and they came together to sue the USSF for the same exact reasons that Hope did. So it makes you question, why didn't they come to her or include her? And in light of this new lawsuit filed by the 28 players, the USSF has sought dismissal of Solo.
Look, he's so fucking stupid talking about that damn bear. Go give your mother her debit card back, you fat fuck. What the fuck did that nigga be talking about sometimes?
Lawsuit. Hope tried to get the government to consolidate their lawsuits together so they could just settle one case and she could be included with the team. Without her present, Solo warned, the players might back down and surrender. But the US women's national team did not want Hope Solo involved. This is extremely telling what her previous colleagues think of her. Perhaps all those years of dealing with her controversies, they figured it would be impossible to get her to remain calm and calculated while facing this litigation. They probably figured she would mess it up somehow. But in 2022, the US women's national team made a $24 million settlement with the USSF and agreed to formulate a new contract between the federation and the players. This was a groundbreaking advancement into the future of the game, but Hope Solo disagreed. This settlement is not a huge win. It's heartbreaking and infuriating. A promise of equal pay from the Federation and back pay for a select group of players isn't equal pay, and it's not what this fight was about. Hope was defeated. She felt that everything she had worked so hard for was stolen from her and settled for pennies. She was now fighting her lawsuit alone, and 1 month after the 28 women settled, she was found passed out drunk in a Walmart parking lot with the engine running and her 2-year-old twins in the back seat. As police approached the vehicle, they noticed the car was on and running. When they knocked, Hope was jolted awake from being passed out behind the wheel. As soon as the officer started talking to Solo, he noticed the smell of alcohol on her breath and asked her multiple times, "How much have you had to drink tonight?" Every time she was asked, she denied drinking at all. The officers patiently tried to get her to present her ID for 5 minutes while she ignored them, scrolled her phone, and even called her husband. As Solo sees the situation is escalating, she finally hands over her ID, but still refuses to comply with the officers.
Step out of the car so I can make sure
Am I tripping?
you are
I thought there was somebody next to her.
able to be a competent adult in front of these kids.
I am a competent adult.
Okay, then step out of the car.
Can you tell me why?
Because you smell like alcohol.
Oh my
And you
God.
passed out in the car.
I
with
took
the
a nap.
car
They're
on.
crying, bro.
So step out of the vehicle. I'm not asking you again.
I would like to call my attorney.
Step out of the car.
Hope refused all roadside alcohol tests, so the officers got a warrant to draw her blood and arrested her on suspicion of DUI. The test showed her alcohol level was 0.24, which is 3 times the legal limit, and she also tested positive for THC. As the officer guides her to her car by grabbing her bicep, she threatens to file a false claim.
I don't need you to touch me.
All right, let's go.
I can walk by myself.
Well, I'm gonna make sure that you
Oh my God,
make
you
it
don't
to the
need
car.
to touch me.
All right, that's fine.
All right, that's cool. Because I will have a complaint that you touched me inappropriately. Do not touch me.
Then she continued to berate the officers the entire time she was detained.
All right, step back so I can put the seatbelt.
You are loving this, aren't you?
No, I hate it.
No, you love it. You love every moment of it. But these police officers are a bunch of everything you thought they would be. A bunch of young, unindulgent. I'm so sorry you had nothing else to do tonight. So I hope I was very entertaining for you, because I know I was. I know that I blessed you with my presence. That's what I do.
No,
Hope was
Simon.
charged of
That actually makes sense. Men's NBA generates 10 billion, whereas women's NBA generates 200 million. Equal pay doesn't make sense at all. Also that Dono. It was a joke, you retarded fuck. Why are you on my dick for a joke, you Twitter brain dead fuck?
Y'all gotta
driving while intoxicated and pled guilty. The 40-year-old was sentenced to 30 days in jail, a 24-month license suspension, as well as a $2,500 fine, but she received a 30-day jail credit for submitting herself to an inpatient rehab center. She acknowledged her mistake on Instagram and recognized that alcohol
This shit
Off
again.
Topic, but Simon, can I sniff it? Can I touch it or
Oh
no?
my
If
God,
it's
you're
destructive,
so
no,
weird.
throw it
life.
back
She
for
said,
good.
I continue to be a student of the greatest school called life, and I will continue to learn and grow from these experiences. I will continue to gain empathy.
I continue to be a student of the greatest school called life. Who gave her that line? Who gave her that line? I continue to be a student of the greatest school called life? Like what?
Empathy, knowledge, and stories to share.
Bro, she issues an apology like every 3 years.
I consider this a gift to pass it on to others because pain shared is pain lessened. People were angry that she did not apologize, but rather use this as a way to again boost herself up some more. She even spoke about the situation on her podcast where she claims this incident came from postpartum depression.
Speaking to my counselor while in treatment, and after studying my own behavior and habits and struggles throughout the pandemic, I learned about the varying levels of postpartum depression. I also came to realize that I completely lost touch with myself and even with my marriage. I put myself last. Sure, I needed some help, but I also knew that I didn't need it to survive.
It's hard to admit when we're wrong, and truthfully, no matter how much you apologize or how you apologize, you will still have angry people in your comments and people saying it's not good enough. But celebrities often go into deep psychological detail about their lives as soon as major controversies come up. They go on podcasts and talk about them being just human and not perfect, hoping to gain empathy from their supporters. And over the years, they seem less genuine and more like repetitive PR statements.
Exactly, bro.
Hope Solo was inducted into the Soccer Hall of Fame after this DWI incident. And
Yo, it's like this shit don't matter.
statements. Hope Solo was inducted into the Soccer Hall of Fame after this DWI incident. And yes, she deserves to be considered a soccer legend because she is one. But I think it's pretty clear the media has been soft on her over the years. Why? I'm not sure. Is she a narcissist with dangerously erratic behavior who is unable to admit when she's wrong? Or is she just a boisterous girl boss whose controversies are simply misunderstandings? Well, that is up for you to decide.
She's a girl boss to the end. She beat up a 17-year-old. We're just gonna gloss over that.